list of things to do. And that's where I figured out I did the search button, or I had the search button filled out. And then like, ooh, I'm sorry. Yes, it was my error.
My favorite
I
thing.
wrote to that.
My favorite is when it's here's the list of things that could help you. Did this help you? No, it didn't answer a goddamn thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Give me a human to talk to.
Yes, we want humans, not automation, not automated crap.
Oh, yes. And humans that won't sell you something in the middle of you're talking about the
Yes.
problem. I had that done with
Oh, yes.
Adobe.
Oh, yes.
The old
That was
upsell.
fun.
Yes.
Well, that's their job.
Yeah, but you can solve the problem first and then sell me something, not in the
Well,
middle
no.
of trying to solve the problem.
Well, when they try and sell you something to fix the problem.
Mhm. I mean, I did it. Yeah, I have to admit the iTunes person that I actually physically got on the phone with was fabulous. Hi, Becca.
Hi.
Was absolutely fabulous. So there's
All right. Well, we better
work
get
for
this show
iTunes.
on the road.
Yep.
Although I think we'll continue this rant after we do our introduction
Yes.
here. But for everyone out there, for all of our wonderful watchers, welcome. This is another episode of Spilling Ink, the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Yes, very good.
It's
We've hit
Saturday
October.
night. And we are live. But not New York.
No, not New York. Thank God.
No. I know. Tell me about it.
Hi, Regine. Yes, definitely like, subscribe, hit that, or was it smash that like button? I don't say it as good as they do.
Hit it.
It's smash that like button or we'll wave a sharp pointy thing at you.
Yes, and some people like that. So is that really a threat?
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
I have several sharp pointy things right over there.
That was actually a
threat for me.
I have a pen within distance.
I've got a bunch of throwing knives right here on my desk. So
You probably have the closest. Well, I have knives over there too.
I've got a sword above my desk. I've got a sword behind me. I've got a set of throwing knives over there, and I've got a dagger just over there out of camera range.
So don't screw with Katie.
I have a problem, okay?
That's okay. I didn't drop the F-bomb there. I almost did.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 swords over there. I have 4, 5, or 6 in my bedroom. I have a couple of knives on the bed, hanging off the bed. So yeah.
See, I knew I liked you. She's my people.
Yep.
And we've got the random cameo of your husband walking in and out of frame.
Yep, exactly. He's getting a drink right now. Of course, I'm in a trailer, so there's nowhere else for him to go.
That's true. That's true. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Yep. And the kitchen is right there.
Yes. It's just he's automatically part of the show, whether he wants to be or not.
Pretty much. And it's not campfire weather. It's, freeze your ass off in the cold weather.
Oh. See, we are just now hitting chilly season where it's starting to fluctuate.
Yeah.
And what that means is it'll be like, 90, 60, 80, 70, like every day shifts and you can't tell what it's going to be from one day to the next, but at least it's not triple digits anymore. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, we're getting frost, just saying.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
At night.
We haven't quite gotten frost yet. They haven't given frost warnings either here or in New Hampshire. And from what my mother-in-law had said earlier in the week, it doesn't look like it's going to happen until after next weekend. So in time for us to go home.
Okay. Well, the weather's at least playing along with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get home safe and sound, and then everything freezes.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's fine with me. I'm happy to enjoy any cool weather that's coming through. Like I said, we just almost last week got out of triple digits.
Oh,
so I will not complain at all. I can't stand it. It's too hot. I'm done with the heat. I will gladly freeze. I will not complain one single bit until maybe like February.
Well, we didn't have a lot of heat here much this summer. Not like last summer. Last summer was the perfect summer at the beach. This summer it was very cold until about August.
Wow.
July was freezing. We were wearing coats on the 4th of July. We were wearing, winter coats on Memorial Day because it was like, sideways cold rain. So I'm kind of envying the 100-degree weather.
It was pretty
No.
hot most of our summer. We had a lot of rain. It was kind of humid, but yeah, the temperature was nice. In fact, up until last week, we were still getting 20-degree weather, which is, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's 20 degrees Celsius. It's reasonably warm here. So
Okay.
And you're even further north and east.
She's about 6 hours. Is it 6 hours? Yeah, something like that from where I am, north and east of York Beach.
Wow.
There, Nova Scotia is about 6 hours north, right?
I know.
I gotta ask him because I'm like,
Somebody bring me a globe.
It's like I know it's over here on the map. Maine and Connecticut and all those places are over here in the map, and we're up here. And that's my distance.
Good enough.
yeah.
Good enough.
As he said, Acadia is about 3.5 hours from here, and it's again probably 2.5 to 3 hours from there to Nova Scotia. So
Possibly less if you take this high-speed ferry, although I don't know if the high-speed ferry is still running. But
I don't know. From Bar Harbor or from?
yeah, well, they call it the Cat, and it used to run from Yarmouth to Bar Harbor. It was one of the ferry stops over in Maine, anyway.
Yeah, Bar Harbor is probably the closest.
I think that they stopped it for COVID. I don't know if it's running again or.
I don't know. Maybe,
and there was a lot of money problems too with those ferries. The ferry always has money problems.
Yeah, well, especially with it's 8 hours. He says almost 9. So the map quest in the corner.
There you go. There you go. See, I told you he's unofficially part of the show.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of, let's get this show on the road. Anita, you haven't visited us in a while, but you are always in the chat. Like every episode, I don't think you've missed an episode at all. So we are so happy to bring you back on to chat about not only your new book, but your cover design service and all the things that you are involved in, because you are a busy lady.
Yeah, I am way too busy for my own good. Just basically my tagline these days. But yeah, I got a new book. See? Oh, yeah, that's a much better cover shot. That's my third book of horror poetry. The other two are horror haiku, although there is some horror haiku in this one as well. But basically, the first part is poems about monsters. Second part is poems about crazy people, and the third part is the leftover horror haiku that I had that didn't fit in the other two books. So,
can we just talk about how cool that cover looks?
Yes.
I know.
I
came out
love it.
It's like I saw that picture with the umbrella. I'm going, yes. I don't know what book I'm going to put it on, but I'm going to put it on a book.
It is awesome.
And then I added in the shiny bits in the corner there. That's another photo. I melded it all together. So anyway, it came out very nice.
It does. Oh my goodness. So when did that one come out?
October 1st, that book came out.
Wow, very recent. We're in only the 9th day in. So geez,
happy
brand new baby.
Yeah, that's the only book I've published this year because I've been working mostly on my getting my Redbubble store up. But I wanted to get something out this year, and I had some poems, and I wanted to write some poems, so I decided to put the horror poetry book out. And I do have a short story that may come out later this year, but I'm not sure. I may wait till January because I still got to edit it, and I have been neglecting that terribly. I've also been terribly neglecting editing my horror novella, so that too. So I have to get on that and do it. So.
Everything piles up quickly. Like you don't realize it when you're like, I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow becomes the next day, becomes the next week, becomes next month. And you have so many things piling up on top of it. And you're like, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, well, I've been mostly working on my Redbubble store because I've been taking this e-commerce course thing, and some it's a group that I joined anyway, and so I've been learning a lot about how to get the tags and the descriptions and all the stuff that I was going. I don't understand it. I want a store, but I don't understand it. And then I was taught, doing these things, and I realized that it's just the same as book marketing, only you got to do it for that instead. So
is this the store we're talking about here?
Yes, that's just the store I'm talking about. It now has 125 designs up there, and I started like with 35 in July. So I've been busy.
Writers need coffee.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool stuff on here.
Yeah, I have fantasy designs, horror designs, stuff for Halloween, a few Christmas things, some abstract art. They're sort of like digital versions of acrylic pour, if you've ever seen that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And yeah, that was fun to do, especially when I'm doing the I forget what it's called in Photoshop, but it's a program you go in and you twist it all around, and it was like rendering, like we were talking about earlier, rendering, like for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna go. I'll do the dishes while this works. But they came out wonderfully. So
I know some people some cover artists who, when they render, it takes hours. Yeah. They actually leave their computer. They go, make dinner, have dinner.
Yeah. Well,
come back to see that it's only 50%. Clean the house.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as bad when I'm doing the cover because the covers are smaller. It's like with the Redbubble stuff, you have to have like 7,000 by 7,000 pixels. Oh
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's big, and so it takes a while when you're using the some of the filters.
Yep.
Some of them are don't take as much power, but.
So now, how has that been working for you, having the Redbubble store? Has it been worth the time investment?
I think so. I mean, I made a couple of sales, which I hadn't been doing. So.
That's good.
And I'm getting more traffic, like more people are coming and taking a look, which is also good. And someone actually bought one of my new designs the other week, one of my Jazz Age designs, which I was really glad of. Because I like that one. Yeah, I got a bunch of 1920s kind of vintagey style things.
Ooh, nice.
All right, now for all of you guys who are watching and for our listeners, we will put the links to all of her stuff in the show notes. So after the show is done, you can easily find everything we're talking about. Because if you're like me, I'm going, I need to look at this afterwards, because if I do it now, I'm going to go squirrel off in another direction, and we need to do the
show. Yes, and just for you, Katie, I put the pantsers versus plotters in the writer stuff. Yes. So I think the plotters outline and pantsers wing it is what I think I used for.
I think I saw that one. Yeah, with the little angel wings.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it. Now, you're also doing cover art too. We were again squirreling off in another direction. That was me right before the show, going, "Ooh, that's pretty." So tell us about the cover art that you've decided to turn into a business now.
Well, I get the newsletters and stuff, for all those emails. And I keep seeing all these covers. And again, when you're doing newsletter swaps, you see covers and they're not bad, but I'm going, I could do so much better for them. I could give them such a nicer cover. And I'm going, well, so I thought, well, why don't I? So I started the thing, and it's specifically designed for authors who have lower budgets and who need a quick cover or a cover for a reader magnet or a standalone. And I mean, I do custom stuff. So if you need series or anything, that
I'm stealing this one, and this is going to be mine.
Just so you know. Anyway, and so that was the idea behind it. So the prices on the site are actually very reasonable. I mean, they're all the pre-mades. There's no pre-made that's higher than $65 Canadian. And the custom covers will be a little more expensive. It depends on custom prices, depends on how much work you need done. Like if it's a quick in and out, it's just 75 Canadian. And I think the top price was 125 Canadian. although I could be wrong because I changed my prices there while I was doing this. So,
Ooh, that's
But-
pretty too. Sorry.
Goodness. Yeah.
yeah, anyway, and I've got a whole bunch more that are in the wings waiting, but I
Mhm.
haven't got around to, as I was waiting for my Adobe stock covers, because I kind of exhausted doing all the covers. I exhausted my supply. So I was waiting for it to
Run
come
out
back
quickly.
up. So now that it's back up, I'm going to have a few more covers coming
Now,
up.
let me ask for the pre-order or the pre-mades that you have. If someone wants to request any changes, like maybe a different font for the title and stuff, is that an additional charge or is that just part of the pre-made?
No, the design themselves is pretty much as is,
Okay.
but I can change the font if you want a different font. If you need it, I'm flexible. I mean, it's got all the stuff, the as like I put in the description, the pre-mades are as is except for the font and stuff and changing that. But I am kind of flexible. I mean, if I can do it, I probably will do it, to be honest, because I'm really doing the site to make a little extra money and help authors.
Right.
But I don't want people requesting it all the time because, sometimes you can't do it. And so I don't want that in the mindset from the other.
Yep. And font is also, it's tied to licensing as well.
Yeah,
So
well,
certain fonts that aren't open source you can't use if you don't have the license for it. So the
yeah,
author,
all the fonts I use though are commercially usable
good.
because I get anything I don't get from Adobe, which can be used commercially. I get from 1001 Fonts. I think that's the one I use, and I always check to make sure that the license is commercial and their idea of commercial is compatible with what I'm using it for. Same with-
Rebecca beat me to the question here. What if
Yeah.
they want it with no font as a blank to use as a template for
Yeah,
say,
I don't
banners
care if
and
they can
stuff?
have it with no font.
It's a common request.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. I mean, if they want to know, but I will say though, when I make the covers, I do try and match the fonts to the genre I'm pushing it as. So
Mhm.
So if it's
And
horror,
that's
it's
important.
horror. If it's
Yeah.
romance, it's more of a romantic.
because
Yeah.
that is the
Yep.
number one mistake I see new authors make is the wrong font on a picture. They have a great cover and terrible font.
Or they go crazy with it. Like
Yeah.
a plain font actually works a lot better than a fancy one. And sometimes they will go with something swirly and just completely unreadable, especially at thumbnail size.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it ruins the effect the cover can have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is the number one issue when you're making covers. Making the actual print stuff, this stuff, that's not that hard, honestly. I mean, sometimes it is if depending on what you're putting together, but the font, getting it readable at a small size, that is sometimes can be the pain in the
Took it.
Yeah, and Rebecca's on the same wavelength as me because I do covers as well. I work with clients on different aspects of the publishing process. And sometimes I have a font I really like to use. And if I own the license to it, then I want to be able to use it on a cover. So getting those blanks is often the best way to get a pre-made cover.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, because all my covers are set up in Photoshop, I can take the font out if they need it without a problem. Because I mean that's what I do. I use make all the covers in Photoshop, then I save the Photoshop design so I can go back in, redo it, do whatever I want. Anyway, and I did sell a custom cover to one of my local authors in one of my local groups, and she loved it. She asked me to do the thing, and she said, I'm going to tell you right up front that I'm probably going to be a hard client to work with. And I went and checked her book because she was changing the cover on her book because her old cover was nice, but it didn't really fit the genre. So I went over, took a look at the book, took a look at the description thing, and something in my head clicked. And I said, yeah, I think I know the perfect template design for her. So I did something up. She loved it. That was it. It was
Cool.
easy as pie. So yeah.
I found that the customers who are the ones that say, I'm going to be a tough client are usually the easiest. It's the ones that are like, I'm so easy. I don't have anything, no trouble at all, are the ones that end up being covertly picky as hell and drive me crazy. Because
Or they don't know what they want.
Yeah. Oh, if they don't know what they want, I'm not a mind reader. I've canceled contracts because they want me to pick something out of the air for them to decide on. And I'm sorry, but if I have to spend the time to create something based off of a whim with no direction from you, it's guaranteed not to be what you want. And now I've wasted all of this time. I need you to give me directions. You tell me what you want, how you want it, and then we'll go from there. It's just a headache waiting to happen when they go, you just do it. You're the artist. Not to rant.
Yeah, I have only told one artist, but I had bought the pre-made with the second and the third books. I'm like, I want the same flavor, but you have artistic reign.
But you gave them something to work off of.
Well, they gave me the pre-made. I got the pre-made from them. So I said, this has I want the vibe, so just continue that. And, but my cover artists usually nail it right on the head. So
you've got quite a collection of really good covers.
Yes, I do. I just have to get writing them.
Yeah, that goes back to that whole, I'll get that done later. And then they pile up. How many covers do you have that need stories?
50 some.
Something
like that. But yeah, no. and I had an idea of what I was going to do next after this dragon series, but because the Game of Thrones prequel is coming out next year, I think I'm just going to continue dragons but go back into the past, because I have 3 dragon covers that I've got to write books for. So it's like, okay, I missed the first trend. I don't want to miss this one. and I have stuff ready. And now I have to think of the thoughts and the books and the arc. And then writing them, of course, that's always the challenge.
What's right now. That's one way to definitely increase your chances of sales.
And I had one that I was going to do, but then I saw those ads for that thing coming in 2022, and I'm like, ooh, I think I want to write these. Start watching all the things that are coming, all the things that are, The Witcher is coming out again. So all of that medieval.
We got the Wheel of Time coming out, I think, in November. We've got the Amazon series from the Lord of the Rings, the prequel. We've got the Fire and Blood, the Dance of Dragons saga. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out.
That's why I started writing my Loki stories. I watched Loki on and so I want to go back and do more Loki stories.
He was fun. He's always fun.
Yes. Of course, my Loki's way different because my Loki's the hero of the
right.
story.
Well, isn't he? Well, he's the anti-hero.
Yeah, no, but he's not a villain at all. He's always been the hero.
Okay.
This is the premise of the stories. He's always been the hero. It's just bad propaganda is why he's the villain.
I like Rebekah's smartass comment. Writing the book does increase book sales for it. Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
And I finished a book. Now I have to sit on it for a year. Because it's in a box set that's coming out next October. But I'm like, I finished the next Fractured Fairy Tale, but.
How do you do that? I couldn't do it. I'm like, I finished it. I worked so hard. Somebody read it, please.
I've had some beta readers read it. So Rebekah has read it. And Katie, it's in the chat.
I can find some time. I haven't read for pleasure in God knows how long. It's starting to kill me.
But at least this time I could release the paperback if I wanted to. So I may do that. Sometime early next year or so. But yeah. it's always fun to finish something and yeah.
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 I couldn't do it. I don't have that patience. I'd find a way to release it early. How about you, Anita? Would you be able to sit for a year on something?
Oh, probably, because I'd probably be off doing the next book writing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the loner.
I've got like 7 things on the go at the moment. So if I had to sit
Mhm.
on something, I'd just say, okay. Well, technically, I am sitting on something because I'm waiting on line edits for a story that's going to be in Fairy Tales Punk 2. Yeah, get the title right, I hope.
Mhm.
But yeah, Phoebe Darkling's doing the editing on that. But right now, she's like knee deep in her film stuff.
Mhm.
And her working on that, so the line edits got pushed back a little bit. So, but yeah, that should be interesting. That's a steampunk monster creature sort of thing.
That sounds
Ooh,
good.
that
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Yeah,
That
I got a
sounds fun.
mechanical sphinx story.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll write multiples again.
No,
Do you write multiple books at the same time, Anita, or go from one to another?
kind of like I generally work on one project at one time, but if I get kind of bored with it or stuck, I'll just pop over and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on my short story for my first paranormal detective series that I'm working on, and the poetry book at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And next month I'll be working on the sequel to this one, Visions and Nightmares. I'm working on Fairy Tales and Nightmares.
Ooh.
Um, and I'll be working on my Norse tales as well that next month. So
That's
You
fun.
got a lot going on. And then with Nano coming up, are you participating?
that is the nano stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't feel like working on my historical fiction again, because I kind of realized that I have a lot of stuff I haven't figured out yet in the middle. So I got to
Yeah.
figure that out before I start writing that again. So I'm going to finish because I really want to get back to the Fairy Tales and Nightmares, because it's fun.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time. But yeah, because I'm doing horror takes on fairy tales and retelling them as different things. Like Snow White's a Japanese ghost story. It's kind of like the like feudal Japan meets the Ring.
Oh.
Without the
Cool.
videotape, of course, but
Yes, exactly.
but the same sort of ghost idea. And I'm putting the Alibaba and the 40 Thieves in the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Ooh,
Sleeping Beauty has vampires.
of course.
Well, make the
Mine
most
has
sense.
zombies,
Why
so-
would they be sleeping for 100 years?
Yeah.
She's a vampire.
Yep.
Spoiler.
It does. It makes sense.
Yep.
And the Snow Queen is getting a sequel. Gerda comes back to the Snow Queen for
Ooh.
reasons. Baba Yaga is going to be a prequel. How Baba Yaga became Baba Yaga.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and spoiler, it's she's not a villain.
Okay.
She's misunderstood.
Okay.
Of course, that there is child stealing involved, but she's still misunderstood. And in Hansel and Gretel, I'm doing the stepmother and the witch are the same. I mean, the mother of the Hansel and Gretel and the witch are the same person.
Ooh.
And I wasn't going to do Red Riding Hood because I don't like the Red Riding Hood story because it's stupid. I'm just saying there. I mean, really, she can't tell her wolf from her grandmother. It just annoyed me as a child. There was just so much illogicalness to that story.
You'd like my take on Red.
Yeah. So, but I came up with an idea of doing a Celtic version of Red Riding Hood where the Morrigan is actually the wolf.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I was reading up on things and doing my research and stuff, and I read that a very unknown, very not used much form of the Morrigan was as a wolf. I mean, most of the time in stories she appears as a raven if she appears in animal form, but she did have a wolf form too. So I thought, ooh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I'm doing just a straight out revenge tale for Bluebeard. It's like, yeah, so the wife isn't marrying Bluebeard because she doesn't know he's a serial killer. She's marrying him because she does know, and she wants her revenge. Or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was kind
Yeah.
of fun to write.
I haven't figured out the last two in my fairy tale series. I've got Belle coming up, which is, Beauty and the Beast, but I'm going to twist it where she's the beast.
Mm.
And then I have Hook, which Tinkerbell is the main character going through that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot
think
that there's the Little Mermaid version too, where it's basically a sort of pirate treasure hunt.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the mermaid clans are sort of like scavenger pirates. They kind of prey on ships.
Yep.
And the Little Mermaid character is sent on a mission to retrieve the treasure from the humans.
Oh, nice.
And it doesn't end well for the humans, let's say.
So many good ideas flying around today. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't do the Little Mermaid in my fairy tales because I've got Silencing the Siren already, so I didn't want to repeat that.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't do Beauty and the Beast, because I did a sort of Beauty and the Beast flash fiction for my fairy tale fusion books. So,
Cool.
Wow. So now you've got a lot of writing going on, but you're also involved in doing interviews as well, just like us. So that's got to keep you busy. And that's on a weekly Sunday schedule, correct?
yeah, every Sunday.
Which I never seem to make, but I made your last one.
Yeah, I know you did.
I was all excited. I finally made a live one.
Yeah, we get a lot of views after the fact on that show, which is okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not everybody can make it live anyway. So, and I have fun, and I've bought too many books off of that show. But,
everybody's got a great story to tell, and you get excited hearing them describe how they go into the thought process and how they plotted it out, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, that's how I ended up a fan of Lee Murray and her books. And now she's a Bram Stoker Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm going to buy all her books.
Yep.
But she was a fun interview.
What was your favorite interview so far of all the ones that you've done?
Oh, gee, I've had a lot of them. Like Lee Murray's one of my favorites. Justin Lee Anderson, who just won SPIFBO last year. He was a good interview. He was talking about Scotland, so of course I'm on board for that.
Yeah. And
a couple of weeks ago, I had one with Kimberly Hennessy. Now she was fun. She really was. She was just all enthusiastic about her book, and I loved interviewing her. She was a great one. And the ones I had with what was his? No, I can't remember his name. Darius. He writes fantasy mysteries, and I can't remember. Can't remember it.
That's okay.
After the fact.
But anyway, he's from New Zealand.
Okay.
So the New Zealand authors were fun. Yeah, Eileen Mueller, who was talking about her dragon book, she was a good interview too.
Okay.
That's always fun when you get somebody with an accent, because it's just like, just keep talking, I'll just listen.
Oh yeah, and Lauren Rhodes, her book is actually was nonfiction.
Okay.
She has a book of essays about this morbid life. It's basically about her life. It's essays about her life. Now that was fun because she was talking about her stuff, and we were talking about one of the essays and where she went to view the dissections.
Ooh,
yeah. So we had fun with that one.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, creepy stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Well, her cemetery book's one of my favorite books. So.
Well, now, and you also do a show on Go Indie Now as well, which is separate from yours, but kind of similar in theme. But you get to focus in on the how should I put it?
Dead people
genre.
Come on, brain work. Oh, my brain is not working today.
Saturday night. It's Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah. No, basically the premise of that show is we talk about killing off your characters. So,
Yeah.
and each show has
Yeah.
a theme, as Jane knows, because she guest starred.
I'm good at killing people.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we were talking about dark magic with her and killing people,
Yes.
and yeah, the cozy
Diabolical.
mystery one.
That
I
was the
don't
word
know
I
if
was
the
looking
cozy
for.
mystery one's aired yet, but the cozy mystery one was fun.
Mhm.
And the one I did, I forget what the theme was, but we were talking about, it was weapons. That's what it was. And we were talking about weapons, and he was telling me about how his story had filled the plastic bag and killed someone with a bag full of groceries. And we were discussing the merits of whether the bag was plastic or whether it would hold up of whacking someone over the head. And then later on the show, he was talking about smothering someone. And, and I said, well, smothering would have to be pretty deliberate because it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to smother someone to death at least. And he looks at me, like, how do you know that? So that was a
my
fun moment.
research.
And for the record, I know that because I watch forensic and true crime shows. Just saying.
Okay.
They're so educational.
Well, they are actually educational. You learn a lot about them. And now I'm part of a group that has doctors. It's like doctors will give you information for your stories. And I was getting very good information about stab wounds that I needed. So,
my sister taught a forensic science class in high school, and she gave me the blood splatter slide deck on each of the different types of things. So I have the whole forensic science thing on that, and I'm going to have a bomb specialist look at a thing in my current book, just to make sure. And I do have a bomb specialist in the family.
I was just about to say, if you don't have a bomb specialist, I do.
I do. But he can't tell me how to make a bomb, even though he knows. He can just tell me how it's not realistic.
yeah,
So,
I don't deal too much in bombs, so I don't need
We all have our stable.
I'm an expert
in
in how sword wounds bleed out.
That's important to know.
Yes, it is, especially when I have two different stories that deal with stab wounds. One with multiple wounds and one with a single wound to the chest, and I have to know how much blood people are going to get on their clothes because they have to go and do things afterwards.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
My last research was on a heroin-like opioid or something in the opioid family, and how intramuscular injection would take to diffuse and how long it would take to kill someone. It was really fun.
Yeah. That is, isn't it?
Yeah. I need to know how long my villain has before he's, got a dead body to work with, because he wanted to get information out of someone, and how cognizant they would be for how long. And it was fun.
Yeah, you got to know how long these people are going to live after you stab them or inject them or stuff. Yeah.
Never look at the search history of an author. It will frighten you.
That's actually one of my designs. Don't judge me by my search history.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And it changes so often too, especially like I've been doing a lot of work for others. And so as I'm fact checking them, it goes everywhere from, the opioid injections to psychoanalyzing people for emotional abuse. And I swear, if you tried to put them all together, I would look like a completely insane person.
Yeah, my search history lately has been like, okay. But to get it slightly realistic, I certainly don't want to have the instructions on how to build something that's going to cause mass destruction in a book, but I want it to be as close to authentic without being dangerous.
Yes.
I don't want it to be way out here and not believable.
Yeah, it's got to be able to work within the reality that you're sending your readers into, but not be so detail oriented that, one, you're writing an instruction manual, or two, you bore them with those details. Because while we might be interested in them, they are not always that interesting to the readers.
Right. You have to know how much, exactly, to put in. And you have to remember continuity of the story. I had a situation in one of the ones I was writing where the main character, I started to have him shift back and forth. Now, this character only has one leg. So how do you show nervousness with somebody with one leg and a crutch? You can't shift the feet back and forth. You can't shuffle feet. You can't, shuffle
Yep.
the foot on the floor. It's like, oh crap! I've got to think of another physical cue.
Tap his fingers against the crutch.
Yep. Yeah.
Little things that always trip
Yep.
you up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I
Oh,
use the
yeah.
emotional thesaurus.
Oh, that is a wonderful
Oh, yeah.
resource.
It
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like, okay, yeah. Can't have the character nod again.
Right. Exactly.
Or sigh like I do too many times.
Or raise an eyebrow. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's raise
It's like,
eyebrows
go
all the
get the
time.
emotional thesaurus and see what you can replace sigh with.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, my character sigh way too much.
Mine sigh, nod, and raise their eyebrows too much.
Yeah, they not and
in
smile.
In the first draft. Yes, and smile.
Yes.
Yes.
And every other word for smile that you can throw in there.
Yep. Grin.
Smirk.
Laugh. Smirk, yep. The lips twist.
Yeah, chuckle.
Chuckle. Guffaw. I
Yeah.
used guffaw.
Oh, I won't use that one. Nope.
Yeah,
I
I've used
have.
giggle a couple of times.
Gotta
Yeah.
be careful with giggle though, because that has
Yeah.
that like teenage girl connotation to it. So
Well,
especially if you
well,
assign it to a big burly man, it would be.
I think I was actually using it for someone who was acting like a teen. I usually use it for
Yeah.
people who are acting like teenage
In
girls,
context, yes.
Yep.
or they're crazy. So I think crazy people would giggle. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Rebekah says it's hard to do when your character has no vocal cords.
Yes. Yes.
That's when you got to do the body cues.
Mm-hmm.
That emotional thesaurus is so good for that because it does help you really visualize what the expression looks like.
Exactly. So when you want to replace the emotion with physical cues instead of telling the audience, that's really key. And my first drafts usually tell the audience, and then I go back and I flesh it out because I know it's just to get the story out.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I miss those in the editing process, but we try not to.
Well, that's why you edit. You go back and fix, and it sometimes takes more than once.
Oh yeah. I do it about 3 times now.
Yeah.
So
That's why I like using Pro Writing Aid for my last edit.
Oh yeah.
Because it'll go and it'll tell you, like you can just click on the repeats and the echoes and things because they get different things you can use. And if you've used it too many times, you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a lot of features. I use Pro Writing Aid as well in my final reviews because it'll pick up the simple grammar errors. It'll offer some suggestions on things. It will find repeated words. It will find some incorrect usage. The same phrasing, if you use the same phrasing, just not just the single word, it picks that out for you as well. And it finds a lot of things that you won't see yourself because as the author, you know what you meant to say.
Right.
Your brain puts that filter when you read it. You know what you meant to say. And so that's what you see. You don't see the actual what's on the page.
Yeah, it's funny because when I switch up from the computer where I write and I send it to my Kindle, I pick up so much more in that different format.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I printed it out and read it in print, I'd have the same thing, but I don't want to kill trees.
Yeah. Well, I use it, Adobe Acrobat's Read Out Loud.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good feature. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I let the stupid Read Out Loud go, and then I just follow along and if you're reading it, you might not see it, but your ear is going to pick it up.
That's
And then
smart.
I just pause it, go back to the manuscript, fix it, and then keep going.
Wait, what is Rebekah saying here? Did I not see all of her comments?
Is she taking medications for her cold?
No, she says she should ask her dog what Pitch would do. which is
Okay.
her character.
Ah, okay.
Poor Rebekah. She's still
Yes.
healing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
And ask Mort what pitch to do. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense now.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, Rebekah. We were just
We
in
got lost
conversation.
there. We got lost there.
Oh, but yes, back to the emotional thesaurus. That is such a great reference, and it does really help avoid the whole telling that we
Yeah.
get caught up in. It gives you the show element.
Absolutely.
Any other book recommendations?
Not really.
I'm waiting for November, I think it's 10th. Death is coming out by Laura.
Oh, Laura Thassela.
Yes, I can never say her name. I always butcher it. By Laura.
All right.
Yeah.
Laura T.
How about in
Yes.
October for spooky Halloween month? Anything good coming out, or any good things going on for this month?
Well, I've got the October Fright starting tomorrow.
Oh, tell us about it.
Which is 14 authors, and it's a blog hop. So basically we're blogging for the whole week, stories, all sorts of things. And on day 2, I'm going to have book recommendations from a lot of people that are here and in the chat, and other people we know.
Nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
I've taken all the books from my friends, all the horror books from my friends, and put them on a blog post because I didn't have another post, and I figured, why not?
That works.
You rock.
Spread the love. So day 1 I've got the intro and a little flash fiction. Day 2 is the book recommendations. Day 3 is more flash fiction. Day 4 is October Fright's edition of my Drabble Wednesday. Then I've got day 5 is Poetry Corner, and day 6 I've got an excerpt from my Fairy Tales and Nightmares.
Oh.
And the other guys will have lots of stuff. Jim Nettles is joining us again this year, and he's always got good stories. And I can't remember. Oh yeah, Angela Eureka Smith with us, and she's going to probably have some good stuff. She always has good stuff. Hopefully she'll have a spotlight on her new poetry book. She's got a new anthology she's in with Lee Murray and a few other people that just came out today. Tortured Willows, I think it's called. So hopefully she'll have a spotlight on that for the October Frights. I don't know, because I don't know what the other people are having in content yet. I like to be surprised. I organize the thing, but I like to be surprised at what people are posting. So
what goes into organizing that? Because that seems like it's a huge thing to pull everyone into and to make sure everyone's posting. And
well, we have a group on Facebook, October Frights.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the organization happens there, and we do a Google form. You sign up, and you sign up, you put your name, your blog. This year we're having a book fair, so they added their books, and that page is actually up on my website right now, the book fair.
Oh, good.
Because I put it up a day early because I wanted to do the last minute checks on it, make sure everything was working properly. And we have an October Frights giveaway that runs all month from October 1st to the 31st. And we got a lot of good authors over there too. They're not necessarily participating in the blog hop, but they're offering their freebies.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Brent Collins, is that his name?
Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, the famous guy. he's actually joined the giveaway this year, which was very nice.
Good.
Yeah, so he'll be including that in his newsletter next week. I think it was next week he signed up for. Anyway, but he's got some freebies up there if you want to go check out his books. And my Visions and Nightmares book is going to be free from the 10th till the 14th for the hop.
Nice.
Because Amazon wouldn't let me put it up till the 15th.
Oh.
Because apparently their free days only last for 5 days or something. I don't know. But anyway. Mm-hmm. So you can't get it on the last day if you wait for it.
Gotta get it right.
If you want it free, you better not wait till the last
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's always fun because the writers that participate are really talented, and they always have something scary and spooky and just great for the hop, because this is what, I'm not sure what year this is, but it's like more than 5, I think. Could be closer to 10 for all I know.
Really?
I don't keep track of these things. And it kind of evolved out of the Coffin Hop blog hop, so we've been doing this a long time.
Okay. Awesome.
And tomorrow morning I'm doing a panel. Angela Yuriko Smith is hosting it. And I'm on it, Heidi Angel's on it, and Carmilla Voyez is on it. And we'll be talking about what we've been doing for the Frights and how Frights got started and all that good stuff. So
Cool.
yeah.
You are
Cool.
And if Joe's
One
watching, I
lady.
may be late to view his show because it's on at 12 and his show starts at 1. But I will be there because I'm definitely going to want to see him in a tuxedo. I'm just saying.
That's right. Tomorrow's the fancy show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or his fancy dress or whatever he's wearing. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see all those people dressed up, but I might be a little late.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, you're a busy lady. Let's see what we've talked about the cover art. We've talked about the Redbubble store. We've talked about the new book release, the blog hop, all of the shows that you're on. I mean, you are so crazy busy. How do you do it?
I have no life, so. No, honestly, I stay at home a lot. I don't go out a lot because, I'm just a stay-at-home person. So basically I'm work all day and watch TV at night, and that's my life, basically. And I'm happy with that, but
that's not a bad thing. Put it that way. Books are your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like the other day I was working on my art, and next thing I know, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just work on it for an hour, and then it's like I look up and it's 3 hours later. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
yeah. When you get in the zone, that's it.
Yep.
It's like, I should have had lunch an hour ago.
Nah, you don't need to eat.
What's that? Yeah. No, I have to eat. Otherwise, I get silly and everything.
You get hangry.
Yes, I get hangry. I get very hangry when I don't eat. And I have to eat at periods through the day. I mean, my husband can go all day without food, and he's fine. And I'm like, how can you do that? I can't. Well, he feeds himself with coffee. That's the thing. He's a coffee drinker.
Yep, I know that.
A heavy coffee drinker. So maybe that fills him up. I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah, there's something with it. The caffeine and the cream you put in it or something. It's fortifying enough to keep you going.
I need food with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't drink just coffee all day. It would kill my stomach. So yeah, I need to eat something.
Yeah, I have to eat periodically. That's why I'm, roundish down below.
It's like they're saying, I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Yeah, those dishes of cream generally tend to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. There isn't an almost empty ice cream tub in my freezer. No.
No.
I've been trying to stop the sugar lately, and I keep finding it all over my house.
Oh yeah.
It's like every time I'm like, I'm gonna be good, and I'm not gonna have any sugar. One of the kids comes home with candy or something, and they're like, "Here, have it." I can't say no. Sugar's addictive, people.
It is. It is very, very addictive.
And I'm like, next time I'll be good tomorrow, and then tomorrow something else happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm more likely to be okay here than back at the house, because the house has more sugar stuff.
And more people too, and so they all have their own dietary things, and that just brings more.
Dietary? No, they don't have any dietary. She's like, my daughter could eat anything and not gain a pound. That comes from hubby.
How do some people get so dang lucky?
I know. It's the French blood.
Yeah. Well, I used to be like that, and then I got old, and it doesn't work like that anymore.
It does catch up with you after a while. That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, and the last 2 years have been a little heavy on the ice cream, but yeah.
Well,
I
the
generally
last
like to
2
take
years-
fruit when for
Yeah.
snacking, though, like
Mm.
Yes.
especially dried fruit.
Oh yeah.
Frozen blueberries are my favorite summer treat. I
Yummy.
absolutely love those, and it's. I'll just grab any blueberries I've got, whether it's like the fresh ones or I'll grab a bag of frozen ones, and every night I'll have like a bowl full of them because it keeps you cool and it's healthy for you, and it's low in sugar, high in fiber, lots of antioxidants, and then you have a blue mouth for a couple hours after that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
actually like snacking on prunes.
Well, that'll keep you regular.
I actually don't find a problem with it, but I like them because they're sweet and they taste
They
good.
are very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are
Very
dried
surprising.
cranberries.
Oh, those
Oh
are good
yeah, the
too.
dried, especially when you
The
get
candy,
the mixed, the dried cranberries in with the cherry stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
They don't sell them in our store anymore.
Mm.
I used to buy the bag every time I went for the grocery, and I stopped selling the mixed ones.
Yeah, I got the ones with almonds and the 2 different kinds of raisins, the regular and the white raisins, and then the cranberries and seeds. So that's
Okay.
just like a sugar snack. It's still sugar. It's still carbs.
It is.
So I could never be on a no carb diet. I've tried it.
Yeah, your energy plummets instantly when you try it
Mhm.
because your
Yep.
body's so used to the carbs.
Yep, exactly. I mean, my morning thing is a V8 Energy blueberry pomegranate drink. So it's supposed to be 1 helping of vegetable and fruit. I'm
Okay.
thinking it, in my head, it's sounding like it's healthy.
But what's the sugar content in it?
I don't
That's
know.
usually that's where they get you.
Actually, it's 12 grams of
Okay.
carbs.
Wait,
12
of
grams
carbs.
12 grams of carbs.
But what's the sugar though? Because I think the recommendation, and I may be wrong on this, you're not supposed to go over 24 grams of sugar on average per day. And I know we all go way over that.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do because, 1 drink could have, 20 in it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 50 calories.
Yeah, 2 teaspoons of sugar in
Yeah.
my coffee, and 2 cups of coffee a day. Yeah, probably over that with just the
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, we're making Rebekah jealous. Sorry,
Aw.
Rebekah. You don't mean to. All right. Well, we are coming up to the end here. So is there anything else that we didn't touch on today? Or is there any news that you want to bring out to the audience? Anything upcoming?
I have something.
Go for it.
October 25th. Hold on, where did it go? It went away.
Oh, no.
Here we go. October 25th, this is coming out. And where's my share the screen? There it goes. This is coming October 25th.
Ooh, so pretty.
Yep, it's a novella, so and it's interesting.
It's interesting. I like the sales pitch.
Interesting. Yes.
Are we to infer that interesting means steamy?
No,
No.
not this
Oh, it's
time.
a different interesting.
Yes. Yep.
Now I'm
The
intrigued.
last 2 books, the last 2 novellas I've written, including the fairy tale one, are actually clean. I'm like, how did I do that? So for all those clean romance people out there, the devil's offer is for you.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, my horror novella may not actually be all that clean, so that's a first for me too. So
There you go.
yeah, there's some erotic undertones that seeped in there for somehow. I don't know how they did, but they did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anita, how about you?
I don't have anything coming out. I just have the new book that's available now.
Yep.
That one right
And
there.
The cool
I
cover.
well, I shouldn't say that because I might have a short story coming out soon if I actually get around to editing it, which I may and I may not.
With everything going
Depends on
on.
if I remember or get the time.
Yeah.
But if I do, that will be the first short story in the Hayward and Anderson Consulting Detective series. I'm going to really be releasing 4 of them, probably, possibly 5. And they're basically paranormal steampunk detectives that are a slight parody of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Hmm.
That sounds
Neat.
pretty good. All right. Well, keep us informed. Anything else?
Nothing else.
I almost forgot mine.
Oh, yes.
That's
What's
right.
yours?
October 21st, I believe. This one comes out from my alter ego through Three Furies Press. So if you're looking for a steamy vampire short, this is definitely for you. All right. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out. We are going to be on hiatus for, I believe, 2 weeks.
Yep, 2
I'm going to be
weeks.
heading to East Coast for a quick trip. And once we get back, we will bring some more authors on and have some more fun conversations and check in, see how the books are doing.
All
Until
right.
then, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.